concerning two countries. I'm just going to call them country F and country C as it pertains to gains of trade. Now I think one of the best ways to look at a problem like this is to go back to production possibilities analysis. So what I'm going to do, and I go ahead and apologize for this early, but because my drawing's kind of bad on paint, I'm going to go ahead though and I'm going to draw two production possibilities frontiers for these countries. The first country I'm going to label as country F, and the second country is going to be country C. And as you notice from the question, we are producing two goods, corn and jeans. So I'm going to label this as corn on the vertical axis, and I'm going to label this as jean production on the horizontal axis. Alright, now you notice, and let's deal with country F, we're dealing with 4 million labor hours per month. And so according to this, country F can produce 4 bushels per labor hour. So 4 times 4 million is going to give us 16 million bushels of corn, and then 16 pairs of jeans per labor hour times 4. 16 times 4 is going to give us 64 million pairs of jeans. So if we go back to our production possibilities frontier, if country F chooses to produce all corn, they would be able to produce 16 million bushels of corn. And if they chose to produce all jeans, they would be able to produce 64 million pairs of jeans. And so if we draw our production possibilities frontier, there's the PPF. Again, I'm sorry, it looks kind of weird, but there's the PPF for country F. Now, if we go back and look at country C, they can produce 6 million bushels of corn, or 6 bushels of corn per hour, and they have 4 million labor hours. So 6 times 4 is going to give us 24 million bushels of corn, and they are able to produce 12 pairs of jeans per labor hour. So 12 times 4 is going to give us 48. Alright, so if we go back to this graph, if country C decides to produce all corn, they would be able to produce 24 million bushels of corn. And if they chose to produce all jeans, they would be able to produce, let's say, 48 million pairs of jeans. And so there's the production possibilities frontier for country C. So when it goes in and asks for the opportunity cost of producing a bushel of corn, if we go back to our analysis, if we take, in other words, if we're going in and we take our 64 and we divide that by, in other words, we're starting at 64 million pairs of jeans, then we choose to produce all corn. So 64 divided by 16, that's going to give us an opportunity cost of 4 million pairs of jeans. The opportunity cost for country C, if we produced all jeans, we would be producing 48 million pairs of jeans. Then if we chose to shift all of our production to corn, we would have 48 divided by 24, which is going to give us 2. Alright, so if we go back to our Aplia problem, it says country F's opportunity cost for producing 1 bushel of corn is, and so in this particular case it is going to be 4 pairs of jeans. Alright, so if we go back here, our answer is going to be 4. And it also wants to know country C's opportunity cost for producing a bushel of corn is going to be, and we worked that out to be 2, and so its opportunity cost is going to be 2 pairs of jeans. So you notice, as far as the comparative advantage is concerned, country F, if it uses its resources to its fullest potential, it can produce more jeans than country C can. If country C uses its factors of production to its full potential, they are able to produce more corn. So when you go in and you look at this, the comparative advantage in corn then is going to be country C, and the comparative advantage for blue jeans then is going to be country F.